iHeartRadio from out of state. Tell me where you do that. We'll make sure that you're on the map of Bureau Chiefs. Mary is a listener in D.C. Corey listens in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Steve is in Currituck, North Carolina. Ruby is down in San Antonio. Sean's out in Littleton, Colorado. And keep in mind, the Alan Cox Show After Hours line is always available to you if you are a podcast listener. Don't listen in real time but still want to throw in on something. You can always call that number. It's 216-986-8903. Or if you listen here in Cleveland, but just don't get to us while the show is on. Either way, that phone line is always open to you. Cavaliers broke their one-game winning streak.
Oh, is it a streak if it's a win?
Yeah, well, listen, baby steps, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm calling it. They had a one-game winning streak against the Pistons. They got beat by the Pelicans last night. 125-111 was the final. They're off tonight, and then tomorrow still here at home at the Romo Fijo to play the world champion Toronto Raptors at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So your tip-off coverage, whatever they call that. What do they call that?
Pre-game.
Pre-game? Mm-hmm. I thought they call it something else, like...
well, there's pre-game coverage and there's basketball time.
Basketball time is what they call it, but I always call it pre-game coverage, but it always feels a little clunky. They got like a cool, hip sports sound to it.
Before the game starts, we talk about things.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The acronym escapes me, but I'm sure it's snappy. Anyway, 6:30 tomorrow we get out of here, and then the tip-off, Cavs, Raptors. That's Chris Bosh and the Toronto Raptors.
Nope. Spicy P, man. The starting member of the Eastern All-Star game. You don't know Spicy P?
Carlos Spicy Wiener?
No. Pascal Siakam.
I've never heard that name in my life.
He's a starting
Spicy
player on the All-Star
P?
team. Yeah.
Who's the guy who left? Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi left, but Pascal Siakam is an up-and-coming star in the NBA.
Pascal
He's very good.
Siakam?
Siakam.
Mm-hmm. Siakam back now. Yeah. That's what they do with the thing.
And his nickname is Spicy P.
I like Spicy P.
Yeah.
Why is it Spicy P? Pascal
Hooks up a lot of
Siakam.
chicks and doesn't wear a condom.
So he's from Cameroon.
It burns after you're with him.
Yeah.
Merry New Year! I'm from Cameroon.
He's got the super Gundarina.
All right, there he is. Pascal Siakam
Yep.
is a Cameroonian. I didn't know people from Cameroon were Cameroonian.
Oh.
All right, plays for Toronto. He played college basketball at New Mexico State. He's 25. Makes $2.5 million a year, ladies.
Oh, boy.
All right, so...
He's about to get paid, too, because I think
Spicy
it's a contract
P.
here. Yeah. He's going to get a max contract.
Who's Max?
Max Contract is also Cameroonian.
Yeah.
The
Spicy M.
Because Joel Embiid is from Cameroon, too.
Yes, I think so.
So Cameroon, they are cranking out
Some players.
Some
amazing
amazing Cameroonians.
Cameroonians. Yeah. Beef jerky time. I was reading a thing that said that men are a lot more emotional than women at work.
Oh, we are not. I don't like that. Why would they say that?
But isn't that more because women can't ever show emotion at work?
I don't know what that's like.
So it comes off. You're in here. We have a strange job, right? Our job requires a certain transparency.
This is so true, though.
But for most people, I think it's less that guys. Now, again, they might be. But if you're going to do a big survey and they go, turns out men are way more emotional, it's like, yeah, because women can't make a face at all at work, or somebody will think you're weak.
Are you
or
PMSing?
Right.
No.
I think it's got more to do with, they're surrounded by men most places that women work. There's no way they're going to show any emotion at all.
We were just talking about this the other day at my morning job because
I call it your family job.
Okay, here we go.
It's your morning family job. The people that you like more than us.
Well,
it's okay.
I don't like them more than you. You guys have been in my life for 5 years. They've been in my life for 3.
It has nothing to do. It's not a seniority contest. There are people that I like more than you that I've known for 5 minutes. So it's got.
It's not a time thing.
It's not a time thing.
Calm down, Alan. You're getting emotional.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Your morning job.
You said you were just talking
You were
about
talking
this.
to your morning
Men being
people.
more emotional.
Well, I am comfortable with them, so I do talk a certain type of way to the people that I mess with there. And a newer person overheard me, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" They was like, "You just kind of let it rip there." I was like, "Yeah, it's my people." And I was like, "Don't do as I say. Do as I." I was like, "Don't do as I do." And and don't do as I say either. And
Don't do as I do and don't do as
Just
I
don't
say.
talk to me.
I was like,
Don't
I
look
was
at
like,
me.
I am not the best example, and I overheard her saying the same thing, and she got in trouble. I was like,
Because you've been there longer.
yeah, but like I know the people I can say
You pick
things
your
to.
spots, yeah.
Yes, I would not say certain things to like higher ups, but I know other people. I'm like, listen, bitch, let me tell you something. Like I could say that, but she just willy nilly just.
I know, but new people in any office setting or any job, new people have to know that they've got to ingratiate themselves first.
Right.
You can't leapfrog. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, well,
The new guy or the new girl, like you're kind of walking on eggshells for a while until you get the vibe of the room. You don't just dive right in.
I did issue a disclaimer. I said, don't do as I say, don't do as I do. I'm not the example. There's a reason.
Not the
That's
same.
That's his saying.
that's his saying.
That's Spicy P over here.
Yeah, well,
You said don't do as I say and don't do as I do.
yep.
So what is that left for them to do?
Not
Don't
listen to him.
don't
Be
follow
them-
my example.
Be
Be
themselves.
a good employee.
Be a good employee.
I am a good employee. If I wasn't a good employee, I wouldn't be there.
That's right.
But you just
I
feel
just talk crap.
You feel comfortable with a certain,
Yes, and I know the people that I can say things to, and the people I can't.
What was the person you're talking crap doing that you were so upset about?
Oh, I'm not talking crap about them. I'm talking crap about like maybe someone I was on the phone with that really pissed me off, or if I'm having like a bad day, I'll tell them why, and I might use expletives, and that's all. But so certain things that wouldn't be like looked at as quote unquote professional. I'm like, I know my people that I can like
I like how you put professional in quotes.
because it's not professional.
I know, but you don't need the quotes for that. Quote unquote, doing a good job.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need the quotes for those. Doing a good job is a thing. Professional is a thing. Now, it varies, obviously, but
Dude, I'm still trying to get used to that. I mean, coming from bartending, you can pretty much say whatever you want. As long as you don't really make anybody mad, it's a job where you can kind of joke around with people and be sarcastic. And then comedy, where I can definitely say whatever I want. And then, like, coming to, like, the people have offices and desks and stuff, and I'm like, things will slip out, and I'm like, oh, boy, you are my boss. Like, I probably should,
yeah, but there's kind of a learning curve here, too. I
Right.
mean, it's not all buttoned up and
Yeah.
whatever. At least not on our side
Right.
of the
Yeah.
building. I mean,
That's what I'm
obviously.
saying.
But yeah, if anybody who's worked in an office type situation, like you got to get a lay of the land. And anytime I had a square job, I was never like looking for the time and place to like loosen up at work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here to work.
Yeah.
If people are going out after or something, but like even that, I don't like fraternizing with bosses. Never have.
Because you're going to say something.
When
and-
Chris Tyler was here, when he was our boss, and we got along, like we'll still chat every so often. I'm just not one of those guys. They always
just weren't friends.
They broke his balls for like he was pals with everybody here, and they'd go out. I'm like, I got no interest in being friends with bosses because sooner or later they got to fire your ass, and they're not your pal anymore.
Right.
You're like, all right, later. So I never saw the value in that. So when some people go out and they get drunk around their boss and they're like, woo! Like, yes, you're out with your boss. You're not in the office. But they're going to remember, at least know if your boss is at the same level. If they're drunk too,
Yeah.
don't sweat it.
But
They're
if-
standing
if
there
they
looking
had
at you and you're the one.
one glass of wine. That was what was getting me in trouble with like going to comedy clubs because it's like it's still a business. You can still get fired from a weekend. They can tell you not to come back.
You're being paid to do a job.
So I would be drunk and I'd like run my mouth about something or talk smack on somebody, and then I wouldn't realize it until the next day. And they're like, "Hey, man, like that comic is really good friends with the manager or whatever," and I'd be like. Yeah,
you don't know what connections
you
there
have
are.
no idea. So
Yeah.
that's that. When drinking started getting in the way of those kinds of things, when you're just like, man, because it's a weird job because it's fun and it's nighttime and everybody's having a couple beers after the show, and then you just run
It's
your mouth.
jobs that are inherently more like performance kind of, showbiz type jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Entertainment.
They're inherently more loose.
Yeah.
And that's where you can get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Because
Or I've seen other comics do that. They'll be wasted and they'll like say like a little knock on the weekend, like oh yeah, our 40 people in the show or whatever. One little thing if you're gonna say something like that. I was with a comic a couple weeks ago who got blasted and then was relentlessly talking about how bad the shows were. And I was like, dude, you're not gonna get brought back.
you
just
be
just
complimentary
chill out.
to everyone you meet. Complimentary, life's great. So good to meet you. Thank you so
Right.
much for all that. It's just
It was his first weekend at the club too, and he's just going. I'm like,
Right.
relax, man.
Right.
Like you're gonna get fired. Like that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, Poundcake, your morning job's probably, you can probably loosen up a little bit like that because it's probably very monotonous.
What does that mean?
Exactly. Those are the kind of jobs where it's very repetitive.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the kind of jobs where people are like, oh my God, this guy on the phone, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're also not doing it drunk.
Absolutely
It's just a
not.
little bit of office gossip or whatever. You just.
But could you?
Could I get drunk?
Could you do
could
that
you
job
do that
drunk?
job drunk?
No, because I'm on the phone and I would probably slur my words.
Punishment.
No.
You have to go to your morning job drunk.
No, because at a certain...
Dancing Pancake, what do you want? What?
I'll go dancing.
What? You can't think that tonight. What? Shut up, bitch! Go, fool!
No, I would never do
I
that.
got to work on drunk Poundcake, but.
No, at a certain point, I won't need a morning job, but for right now, I do. And
What point is that?
10K.
Yeah.
I listened to that episode or that show when I was on the road.
I mean, and
I wish I was here for that. I was like, God, I have so many things I want to say.
well, what do you want to
Should
say
have called the
about it?
Alan Cox Show after hours
I
line.
didn't have it at the time.
216-986-8903.
Boom. That at some point you're gonna have to get rid of your safety net, and it was.
What do you mean,
it
get rid
was
of my safety net?
Your safety net of a morning job. You have to dive all into a creative field before you can really
Yeah, but
go anywhere. with it.
I'm doing it for
Yeah,
savings.
but $10,000 is also
That's
a safety net, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of money. That is a ton of money. When I
I've never
quit,
had $10,000
At
saved.
no point in my life have I ever had $10,000. Like between savings or checking, or I think the most money I've ever had was like $4,000, and that's between everything. But like when I quit my day job, my bartending job, it was terrifying, and it was like, I don't know if I'm going to have enough money. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up enough gigs. I don't know if I'm going to be good at this. But
That's
it's
the fun part.
But until you make the full dive and your back's against the wall, you're never going to fully commit to it.
I mean, he's pretty committed, though. He's starting a podcast.
Is he? He's doing that blog that I asked him to do.
Yeah, that too. I just have my hands full.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that if you didn't have a morning job, you would have time to do that kind of stuff.
I get it.
And you'd have energy to do it. Mm-hmm. Right now, you have to get up so early and go do that
I know.
stuff. And
You-
it's just,
Yeah, you guys are
You'll
right.
quit when you're ready, and I understand that, but you're
Or when you're dead. We'll see.
never going to feel ready. As someone who just did it 1 year ago, you will never feel like you're prepared to do it.
It's just at this point now, like, it couldn't be like a worse time to quit.
Why?
Just because, like, I am right now the financial person for my family. Like, I help out my family. A lot of my checks go to like my mom and my brother.
Really?
Yeah, I give a lot of money.
Huh.
I give a lot of money to my family
And
too.
like, I've never been that person ever. I've never been like, my mom makes a decent living.
You're
but
the
she-
breadwinner in your family.
She has more bills than I do, though. That's the thing. Like, you guys make fun of me for her paying my bills, but like, I give her money for my bills. But she just has way more, and she's in way more debt. Partly because of me, because like she helped pay for my college as well. So any student loans I have, she probably has double that. And then my brother with his kids, well, his kid, and him living alone and him now going through a divorce. Like, I try to help out.
Perfect timing. Very
well, the other
nice.
thing too that I also, because I feel like we came from similar backgrounds, not exactly the same, but as far as financial goes, I do everything I can for my family, and they know that, and they know that I tell them don't hesitate to ask. If I have it, I can do it, but at some point you've got to start doing things for yourself.
I know, but
That's all there is to it.
I just feel guilty doing that because they have gone above and beyond for me. Anytime I had car trouble, my brother was there to put it in the shop for me, or I would borrow his car until my car was done.
And you
my
still
mom,
kick him out for farting.
Yeah, he doesn't let your brother in your car anymore.
he has his own car. He has his own car.
My
You can
sister-
set those boundaries, though. You can set.
and those boundaries are important too.
And-
My
and-
sister let me live with her for 9 months.
Think
You
of
know
how
what I mean?
think of how $1,000 would help, Bill. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine $1,000
Oh, yeah, man.
pretty
I
good.
could buy
in
two
your
pairs
account?
of shoes.
Oh, 2 pairs of Kobe shoes.
It would
for
double
that.
my worth.
Right. There's a chance for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword MOM to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's MOM to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself. From 100.7 WMMS.
Alan, I just wanted to let Poundcake know that the gay bar in Willoughby is closing.
Oh God, I can't believe. What am I gonna do now?
Because he's out in Willoughby so much.
Oh man, that was my
Right.
number one spot. Cruising in the back, getting my stuff in the bathroom. Oh my God, what am I ever gonna do?
There
Don't you have
go.
something coming up in Willoughby?
Will you be?
What? Who?
Poundcake and me.
Do you have something coming up in Willoughby?
I do. I forget.
What's coming up in Willoughby?
February 10th, we're doing a
You know what? Maybe don't quit your day job.
Oh.
Can't remember your own appearances.
Right.
Yeah, that.
February 10th, we're doing an open mic. I'm going to be guest bartending. Poundcake's going to be hosting the open mic. It's show up, go up. So if you want to tell jokes, you come out, you sign up, you get to tell jokes, and then I'll be making your drinks.
Have you ever bartended?
Not really.
Poundcake, will you be telling jokes?
No, I'm gonna host. Jokes are like not.
You just reading names.
But you've done it before.
Do a couple minutes,
Did
yeah.
jokes.
Yeah, okay. I have to write something, but sure.
Well, no, I'm not saying you have to. I was asking if you were.
I didn't plan on it, but no. I mean, I can. Whatever they want me to do. My
Alan-
time is there for that time.
Alan, former coworker, drunk at a Christmas party years ago, during a toast, joked about how he was going to burn the building down.
That's pretty funny.
All in front of upper management.
Did he get fired?
I don't know. Just refers to them as a former coworker.
Think of Milton in Office. He's like, set the building on fire.
That's right.
Big grains of salt in the grass.
But no, you're right. I believe you when you say that, Mary. When you say that, I'll never feel comfortable.
You're never going to feel ready.
Because I probably won't. But 10 grand helps.
But once you hit 10 grand, you're going to be like, well, maybe I need 15.
No.
Yep. You will. Or something will happen and you're like, oh, I only had 10 grand for 2 months and now I'm down to 4 grand or whatever. And then you're going to freak
I
out.
gotta put my brother's kid through preschool or something.
I'm not going that far. Like, I mean, but $200 or $300 here and there goes a long way.
I'm telling you, man.
Every other week.
I feel the exact same way because I've done that for my family members where it'll be like, even if they're, one family member was like, hey, can I borrow $50 for my car payment? I was like, yeah, just give me the login and then and I ended up paying the whole car payment because I'm like, $200 to me is not a big deal, but $200 to them is the matter of getting groceries or not. So I totally understand it. But there's times when you can do it and there's times when you can't.
Right.
Well, so much for the Poundcake Show in Tulsa.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff's what keeps you here.
Tulsa.
Paying for your family.
Tulsa's the new Austin. That's what I'm reading. You could be getting there right at the brink of Tulsa being the next big hip American city.
I don't want to go to either.
But you ain't going to because you're going to be here paying for everybody.
There's tarantulas.
There's
tarantulas?
tarantulas everywhere.
Not here.
Not here.
How do you know that?
There ain't none.
You don't know
Sometimes there are
that.
in like bananas and stuff when you go to the West Side Market.
Now,
I've heard
bananas
that.
aren't here.
No. Where are bananas?
How do you know that there aren't tarantulas here?
Because this isn't the climate that they live in.
Climate change is changing everything. We have bugs and birds and all kinds of crap in Ohio that aren't supposed to be
Well,
here.
I haven't
There's
seen any
fish and
tarantulas
animals. And, why the coyotes are running loose? Everything's changing.
Okay, well,
Because you haven't seen one. There aren't tarantulas here.
I don't know anybody who has seen one, but
You don't want to go to Tulsa because there might be tarantulas?
I think there are tarantulas there. That's what they live in.
He's never leaving,
They live in Tulsa. I know he's not.
which is unfortunate because I think he's a talented guy. You're not.
Incredibly talented.
You're not leaving here. You're staying here. You're paying for your family.
He likes
You're scared of
comfort a lot.
You're scared of tarantulas. Come on, man.
You gotta get outside your comfort zone.
I'm not telling.
It's
I'm
tough
not
to
telling.
do. It's
I'm
tough
not
to
telling
do.
you that anymore. It's not. It's so not hard to get out of your comfort zone.
Well,
It's
not for
awesome.
us.
When you're single, no kids, it's the best.
It's also terrifying. I'm
So
with him.
what?
Well, what I'm saying is, for someone who has had in the last few years a lot of comfort in their life, it's scary.
You've
to
heard that
maybe
comfort
give
is
that
the
up.
enemy of creativity, right?
100%. I
There you
agree
go.
with that. I'm like I said, as someone who has quit their job in 1 year's time, 100%.
There you go.
I couldn't be doing half of the things I'm doing now if I still had my bartending job. There's no way.
Like being sober.
Like being sober, and like traveling, like editing videos, like listening back to recordings, like putting time and effort into my act. Like you can't do that stuff when you're working 16 hours a day or whatever it might be. When you're working from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. every single day, 50-hour work weeks, 60-hour work weeks will kill you,
and
man.
I did that
It'll
last year.
kill you.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Poundcake's new Paying for My Family podcast is going to be premiering soon on the iHeartRadio app.
Sounds like a show on ABC.
Paying for My Family, starring Michael T. Jordan.
Michael T. Jordan.
Yeah, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B.
He's a
Michael T. Jordan
Michael
is
T.
a
Jordan just a
soap star.
little off.
Yes.
He's kind of like Michael B. Jordan, but he's a little less handsome, a little less ripped.
Bill, I'm familiar. There's an up-and-comer named Michael T. Jordan, all
You
right?
just don't even know it.
Yeah.
Okay, all
You're
right.
still on that Michael B. Jordan train. I'm ahead of you here. Michael T. Jordan.
He went through Michael's C through S. Now we're on Michael T.
Michael Tiberius Jordan, I believe, is his full name. And he's one to watch, boy, for 2020. All right, we're going to put somebody on Mary's Polar Blast team closer to 420. Her team, Snow Babies, is going to join all of ours 1 week from Friday. We go back to Boston Mills Brandywine for the 10th annual Alan Cox Show Polar Blast Battle, our annual tubing race with Bud Light. And you can get all the details if you want to try to get on Poundcake's team. If you want to get the discount tickets just to come and hang, those are $10.07 if we still have them. I know they sell out every year. You can go to alancoxshow.com, check it out, use the keyword Polar Blast.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.